This is the No BS
Podcast.
No BS
Podcast.
where we talk about sports and stuff.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about
Football.
Football, and we're going to be talking about the games. All right, that was a shout
Keep
out.
on singing, Shray.
How many more seconds?
Keep on singing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it away, Alex.
Oh wait, I just gotta give a quick shout out to Luke, because he said that if we sang like that, he would give us a shout out on Instagram. All right, Alex, take it away.
All right, hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the No BS podcast. Today we're going to start out with a Super Bowl game, and then we're going to do our conference round reaction and Super Bowl predictions, and we're going to end off today with superlatives. All right, so here, we're going to start the game right now. We got 10 questions here. It's a 1v1 situation, David versus Shray. Who knows more about the NFL Super Bowl?
You going down, David.
Question 1, who played in the first Super Bowl? Is it A, Vikings versus Bears, B, Raiders versus Packers, C, Packers versus Chiefs, or D, Jets versus Colts?
I'll go with Packers versus Chiefs.
Okay, Shray?
We'll go with D, Jets versus Colts.
The correct answer is C, Packers versus Chiefs. That's
Dumbo.
1 point for David.
Dumbo.
What are you gonna do?
You said like when I said Packers versus Chiefs, you were like, what? Like your face.
I looked
was
a bit confused. I was a bit confused with
Yes,
that one.
Jets
I just
versus
need to
Colts,
jog
Super
my
Bowl
head.
3.
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay. Who has the most Super Bowl appearances, and we're not including this year? Is it A, Charles Haley, B, Tom Brady, C, John Elway, or D, Mike Lodish?
This is a
B,
difficult one.
Tom Brady.
I will also go with Tom Brady.
You are both correct. It's Tom Brady.
I knew it was a trick question.
Yeah, Charles Haley got passed after last year when Tom Brady was in the Super Bowl. Question number 3. How many teams have not won a Super Bowl? Is it A, 8, B, 12, C, 13, or D, 15?
I'll go with 8.
I'll go with.
I don't think it could possibly be more than 10. I feel like I could list off more than 10. If I had to sit out and count.
I'll go with 8.
Again, the question is, how many teams have not won a Super Bowl?
Won a Super Bowl, yeah, I'll go with 8.
I'll go with 8.
The correct answer is B, 12 teams.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
wait
12. I was gonna say 12, but then, like, I just want to play it safe.
All right, the score right now is David 2, Shray 1.
I can't believe I got the first question wrong. That was sad. That was
Question
sad.
4. Which of these Super Bowl winless teams played in 4 Super Bowls but has never won? Is it A, the Falcons, B, the Bengals, C, the Panthers, or D, the Vikings?
I'll go with D, the Vikings.
Could you read the options out again?
A, Falcons, B, Bengals, C, Panthers, D, Vikings.
See, I don't know the answer, and I don't want to play it safe like David and just
Alright.
go for the same answer.
Okay.
So I'll switch it up. I'll go for Panthers.
You're stupid.
David is correct. It is the Vikings.
You
It's
should
3
have played
to
it
1.
safe.
Should have played it safe.
So, there is another team that lost 4 Super Bowls. Which NFL team lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls between 1991 and 1994? Is it A, the Rams, B, the Steelers, C, the Bears, or D, the Bills?
I'll go with D, the Bills. Don't play it safe, Shray.
Ooh. You
Play
calling
it
me
safe,
out?
you're a bum. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Don't play it safe.
Now I can't play it safe.
Exactly.
I want to go for Bills though, but I'll go for. No, you gotta play it risky. You gotta play it risky.
All right.
So I'll go for Bills. Mind games. I hate
All right. Yeah, you are both correct. It's
Ah.
D, Bills.
I
The
almost
score
had
is
him.
now 4 to 2. Which team actively has the longest playoff drought? Is it A, the Browns, B, the Bucks, C, the Lions, or D, the Bengals?
I'll go with
Browns.
Lions.
Shray's correct. It is the
Ah.
Bucks.
Should have
The score
played
is
it
now
safe.
4 to 3.
Oh. Can't let Shray come back.
How many times have the Patriots been to the playoffs? And we're not including 2019 here. A, 8, B, 11, C, 13, or D, 16?
Wait, been to the playoffs.
Been to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Oh. Wait, can you read off the options again?
How many times have the Patriots been to the Super Bowl? And we're not including this year. A, 8, B, 11, C, 13, D, 16.
I'll go
11.
with B11.
I said it first.
You're both correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There-
Keep playing it safe.
Throw a curveball, Alex. Come on, it's too
All
easy.
right,
Too
5
easy.
to 4. How many times have the Rams been to the Super Bowl? And we're not including this year again. Is it A, 3, B, 5, C, 7, or D, 8?
Damn, this is difficult. I'm thinking the only two options it could be are A and B. So if it's not that, I'm gonna look dumb now. But
I'll go 3.
I'll go 5 just to switch it up.
And David is correct. Once
God
again. It's
damn it.
3 times.
Yes.
All right, the score is now 6 to 4. David on top.
This is the last question.
No, we have 2 more.
Ha! I
This
can
is
come
another
back.
Rams
Oh,
question.
yeah.
Which city have the Rams not played for?
God.
That was
Is it
savage.
A, Cleveland, B, St. Louis, C, Los Angeles, or D, San Diego?
I'm gonna go with there's a risk here. I'll go with A, Cleveland.
Well, I mean, what do I do? You said there's 2 questions left.
That-
Gotta get it.
You can tie.
No, but if he gets it right, then
Make the next one like 2 points or something.
yeah, do that.
Okay, I'll make the last one.
I'll go with A too.
The Rams played in Cleveland. The answer is D, San Diego.
Why did you do that, Shray? You shouldn't have played it safe.
God.
All right, this question is worth 3 points. The score is 6 to 4. Shray on top. I mean, David
Yep,
on
yep,
What's the
David
point?
on top.
What's the point
That's
of the
the
last
score.
11 questions if this question's worth 3?
That's
Well,
the
I mean,
score.
this question is very hard.
Oh my god.
Oh yes. Let's
Three
go.
NFL teams are tied for the most playoff appearances. Which NFL team is not included? And this is all playoffs, not Super Bowl. Is it A, Cowboys, B, Giants, C, Packers, or D, Steelers?
Wait, repeat the question. I know the choices.
Three
You
NFL teams
idiot.
are tied for the
Idiot.
most playoff appearances. Which NFL team is not included?
Oh, Giants.
Well, I gotta go for something else other than the Giants.
Yeah.
It's not the Giants.
Go Cowboys, you won't. If Shray doesn't go
You said
Cowboys,
Giants,
he's a girl.
Falcons, Cowboys.
chicken.
You did not say
Cowboys,
Falcons.
Giants, Packers, Steelers.
Shray, go Cowboys if you're not a girl. If you're not a chicken.
And okay, I'm just gonna say David is incorrect.
No, you can't do that.
Time to
You
go.
can't
Well, I
do
mean,
that.
I'm not gonna guess
You
that.
can't
I'm not
do
gonna guess
that.
that. Obviously.
He's making the stakes high.
Oh, he's making the stakes high.
No.
Shray has a 33.33% chance.
Big math guy. Big math guy right there.
That's not even math. That's 1/3. That's a basic decimal.
Okay, thanks.
You
Shray.
couldn't have done that math.
Okay, maybe. All right, Shray's kind of right there.
All right, Shray. Cowboys, Packers, or Steelers?
Oh. Packers had a lot of early playoff appearances. The Cowboys and Steelers met a few times. You said not including the Super Bowl.
It isn't. It's just playoff appearance.
Okay, I'll
Wait.
just go with the Packers.
The answer is D, Steelers.
Yes!
Oh, God.
Yes!
You have one less.
Yes!
31 playoff appearances.
America, let this be
Cowboys,
known.
Giants, and Packers all have 32.
All right, all right.
Let's be known,
Don't
America.
get
David
cocky.
is the master at trivia. He won the fantasy football game. He won the Super
Don't
Bowl
get
game.
cocky.
What's
You
next?
only won the fantasy football game because every single player that Max asked a question about was on your fantasy team.
No, I don't care. I still won.
Okay,
I
we're
still
not
won.
arguing
Okay.
about this.
Okay, fair
We're
enough.
gonna move
I'm
on.
defeated. season.
I'll get you next time.
No, you won't.
Yeah, probably not. I'm bad at trivia.
All right,
Third Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
The Super Bowl game takes us to the games that happened this past weekend. What do you guys think of the conference round? First, we're going to go over Rams versus Saints, 26-23.
I mean, I know the obvious, about the pass interference call.
Yep.
But first, I want to get into, how, poorly the Saints played down the stretch, having a 13-point lead and completely blowing that at home. That's just unacceptable. I know, in my opinion, that pass interference definitely changed the game. And if that didn't happen, then there's a very, very good chance the Saints are in the Super Bowl now, and we're not talking about the Rams. But, if you're Sean Payton, if you're Drew Brees, you can't, let that slip away from you. You can't let a 13-point lead slip away from you at home with the chance to go to the Super Bowl. It's
So
completely
you're saying
unacceptable.
a 13-point lead?
Yeah.
13-point lead isn't that big.
It's a big lead. At home,
At
from your
home.
fans.
That's fair. I mean,
First quarter as well.
the Rams did a lot well to tie it up. That fake punt call, that was
That was a great call.
a good call. I mean, if he'd missed it, that would have been. It was a difficult call to make, but clearly he made the right one.
And also, on top of the 13-point lead, overtime, Breeze threw that, he was under pressure, but he threw a pick
Yeah,
in a very compromised situation.
a lot on the line. It's easy to make a mistake like that.
You have to play perfect football in times like this.
So I said in my prediction that if the Rams defense showed up, then they would beat the Saints. And it seems like they did. They really shut out the running game. New Orleans had 21 rushes for 48 yards with an average of 2.3, which is very low. And Breeze only managed to pass for 249 yards, which is really not so much. He hit Kamara on a bunch of dump-offs as he went 11 for 96. But, the Rams defense really showed up, and we really saw the defense that we saw last year.
Yeah, no, the Rams defense did really well.
Yeah, specifically secondary, Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters. We talked about how great Michael Thomas was during the divisional round, who's held to 4 receptions to 36 yards. That's very impressive, especially since the last time the Saints played the Rams in New Orleans. Michael Thomas went off, so they just did a great job containing him. And pretty much most receivers in general. The leading receiver was Kamara, and most of his catches were dump-offs. So the Rams defense, really showed up today, on Sunday.
Yeah, but I think going back to what David said, in overtime, I think the Saints just gotta be able to put that game away. Gotta get past that pass interference call. That was a big part about it for me, and you were the first person to say that, I believe, to me at least. The fact that that pass interference call, or that no call rather, wasn't made was kind of BS.
That was very BS, if I do say so myself.
All right, we're going to talk about the pass interference call after we finish talking about the game. And we can talk about further integration of pass interference replay rules right after this. But I really want to say that the Rams rushing attack was really interesting.
Yeah.
C.J. Anderson with the bulk of the carries, 16 for 44, 2.8. It really wasn't that efficient, but we're not seeing Gurley in the backfield. Do you guys think that he's injured or he's just getting benched for game flow?
It's a toss-up for me. I'm not really too sure. It doesn't really make too many sense. This is a trip to the Super Bowl. You give your best running back in the league 4 carries. Doesn't do a lot.
Well, clearly they didn't need him. C.J. Anderson.
No, more like the Nikhil Roby-Coleman destroying that poor receiver, getting a no call. That kind of helped him a little bit.
David, stop bringing up the pass
Okay, all right.
interference.
We'll talk about that later.
I know you're mad about the pass interference call.
But I want to give props to Jared Goff. Who made some very good throws down the stretch. I remember, in overtime, he had a lot of pressure. I remember this one play where Cameron Jordan was right on his face. He threw it while getting sacked, while getting hit to his tight end for a big gain. So that was just very efficient of him.
Goff really handled himself under pressure. He had a pretty rough start. The Rams went down 13-0 in the first quarter, came back strong, brought the team back to overtime, and won the game for them. So that's pretty impressive out of Jared Goff. So we could see what he does in the Super Bowl. All right, now back to that pass interference call.
I'm not even surprised anymore, seeing how, we'll talk about, what happened in the Chiefs-Pats games, but, so many important games going down to one bad call. We saw it in the Saints and Steelers early this year. We saw it in the, the Vikings and Packers, with the tie where, like, it was a roughing the passer on Kirk Cousins.
Steelers, Chargers, offsides call.
Yep. A bunch of, like, missed calls. And, like, honestly, just I feel like just the NFL, with, like, in the preseason, they were making, like, they, like, really emphasize, the roughing the passer rule. And then in the regular season, that carried over to the regular season, which carried over to the postseason. And basically, all these calls getting all messed up. No one knows, like, what a catch is. No one knows what roughing the passer is. It's really getting corrupt. And I think the NFL needs to start really cracking down on their rules and figure out, like, how to fix this. Because I don't want to watch football if calls like this are being made and, like, teams are being robbed of chances.
So, do you guys think that the NFL should review pass interference calls?
I think they should, especially for a call or no call like that. That was, like, blatant interference. I think I saw there's like a frame of the receiver getting hit and the ball wasn't even in the picture. He was just getting, like, laid out, like, running a route. It's kind of ridiculous. So.
Yeah, that's fair, but doesn't it stop the flow of the game a little bit? You don't think you got to think about those things too, like reviewing like every little penalty that you get.
I don't know about every penalty, but if it's like
when do you decide to review a penalty?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in that situation that should just be like a flag.
Yeah, regardless.
Like, I mean, for that specific situation, because that just like it was blatant. It was blatant. Everybody knows it. Everyone in the Rams knew that was a penalty.
The refs even knew it.
The Rams fans knew that was a penalty. Everybody in the world knew that was a penalty, besides the referees.
So going off the pass interference call, there's been a lot of buzz recently about a weird NFL rule that allows Roger Goodell to go back and replay the game. What do you guys think of this? Do you think this is BS or no BS? It actually is a rule in the rule.
It is a
that
rule.
The
I saw it.
Commissioner can go back and replay a game from a certain point.
Michael Thomas tweeted about it. He was. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I think it's BS. I think, even though in my opinion the Saints were screwed, that they should have won the game. I'm not saying like they should have had a much better chance to win that game if that call was made. But I don't think replaying a game it's too much. You have to set up all over again. You have to delay the Super Bowl probably. A bunch of things have to go in place. And I think that's like too much work.
And it's also really unfair to the Rams fans who managed to stop the Saints in OT and get that field goal through.
I don't care about Rams fans. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Superdome. Replay this out. I want to see that again. Can you imagine Drew Brees? I don't want to see a Jared Goff Tom Brady Super Bowl. I want to see a Drew Brees Tom Brady.
I mean, I would want to see
personal
Drew Brees Tom Brady
out
Super
of
Bowl.
it. Like, what do you think is fair?
Like,
yeah, obviously it's BS.
It's not like really like possible for the NFL to do that. They have to go through like a lot of different things. Imagine like with the Rams, like players have to I don't think they would stand for that at all.
Yeah, that's very fair.
So yeah, I think they did win the opportunity. Like they should go to the Super Bowl, but in my opinion, I just think we need to do something more about the rule books, and really make sure that these rules are firm and we know what's going on. So for the players' safety and for the fans, enjoyment.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to the Patriots-Chiefs game. And this one was the thriller, 37-31 in overtime.
Yeah, this game was great. I was on the edge of my seat throughout the whole entire game, and I just thought Patrick Mahomes, man, he deserved that. I felt so bad at the end of that game.
I mean,
Pat Mahomes played well.
He had a very slow start. The first half, he was I don't know if he was nervous, but he was looking nervous.
It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
Very true, very true. Like the Chiefs' offense just turned it on in the last 20 minutes of the game.
Exactly.
But the defense, in my opinion, I think the defense and coaching started to let them down. The defense in my opinion, played pretty well, but they just kept giving huge third downs to Gronk or Edelman and James White. And I don't know. I feel like Andy Reid could have coached a much better game. I remember watching the last drive, the Patriots marching down the field. Andy Reid he was just standing on the sideline. He wasn't making any calls. He didn't call a timeout. The defense was so gassed the last play of the game. They were barely even lining up.
Yeah.
And he didn't call a timeout. He didn't do anything, making subs. Just let the Patriots run it in and go to the Super Bowl. In my opinion, like he should have done a much better job.
I mean,
in
Andy
that
Reid.
aspect.
Andy Reid helped make a few good calls though. I remember me and Alex were talking about it. That little, like I remember seeing like the whole entire Chiefs pocket collapse, and just seeing Williams slipping through the
Like
little
it was
wheel route.
it was kind of like a rub play with the two receivers going out, and then the Williams all by himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Mahomes threw it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
they had,
great
like,
play.
they had another play with that, but like Mahomes like missed him.
Yeah, Mahomes. In the end, Mahomes and Reed did a really good job of identifying the cover zero. As,
Yeah, no. At first,
as Tony Romo said.
At first, like when the Pats like were playing the cover zero, like Mahomes like was under pressure, but at the end, like they started like adapting to it, and really like kind of like beating it. And I believe one thing I want to say is that I think the NFL overtime rules should be changed to college rules, and that each team has a chance to score, because I know like it's like a lot more like fun to see like a walk off like touchdown like the Patriots.
Yeah.
But I think Patrick Mahomes deserves a chance to have the ball, and like do something for his team. I don't think it's fair to have like the winner of the AFC Championship based on a coin flip.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think like, I mean, I don't even necessarily agree that it would be more fun to just see a winning drive by the Patriots. It would be fun to see just Patty Mahomes and Tom Brady battling it out for another few minutes.
Everyone wants to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I really feel like that's a rule that NFL should look into this year.
But I don't think they're going to. I don't.
Yeah, it's a slim possibility.
Yeah.
You can dream though.
So although the game was so close, the Patriots really dominated the yardage.
Definitely.
348 yards to the air, 176 on the ground, with Sony Michel 29 carries, 113 and 2 touchdowns. Compared to Patty Mahomes' 295, 3 touchdowns, and Damian Williams 10 for 30. The Patriots really dominated the entire game. It's unusual for them, seeing like how they've been this season compared to such a dominant Kansas City team. The Patriots look like a new team these past 4 games, and do you think they'll carry that on to the Super Bowl?
I mean, it's the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like you can never count them out.
It's Bill Belichick, man. Bill Belichick's done a great job with that team, as he does every year.
I just want it's a bit of a hot take,
Hot take, all right,
but I
let's hear
think Bill Belichick may be the greatest coach in all
it.
sports.
Hot take. Oh.
All sports history. All sports history. Because I mean, just like looking at this game, the Pats were just dominating the run game, and these aren't like, this isn't Todd Gurley, this isn't Le'Veon Bell, this is Rex Burkhead and James White, who are good players, but they're not like star guys, but they were still dominating with their schemes. And Brady, he didn't have to make, I'm gonna give a lot of props to the Patriots O-line because they were keeping Brady protected like
Oh yeah, for
all
sure.
game,
They did a great
all
job.
game, and Brady had so much time to pick and pick apart the Chiefs defense, and each third down was just like a Edelman down the middle or dump off to James White or like fade to Gronk. It was just unstoppable, and I think a lot of that goes to Bill Belichick.
Yeah, the decision to stick with the run game, like there were
It's a great decision.
there were a lot of people that were questioning, like just give the ball to Tom Brady now, run a few play action passes, but he really took his time picking apart the Chiefs defense. I mean, paid out in the end.
The Patriots defense really managed to shut down Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. They targeted them. Tyreek was double coverage most of the game, and Kelce really struggled to, besides that one score, he really struggled to get the targets in. The Patriots were just always on him. Do you think that New England will try similar tactics with the Rams in the Super Bowl with Robert Woods, possibly Todd Gurley, C.J. Anderson, depending on who they put out there?
See, I think that one's going to be a bit more difficult for them. They don't, obviously the Chiefs don't have Kareem Hunt anymore. So they're going to have to deal with either Todd Gurley or C.J. Anderson. And if it is Todd Gurley, it's going to be a difficult run game to deal with. And you got those star wide receivers to deal with who have stepped up in place of Cooper Kupp. It's going to be a more difficult game for the Patriots, in my opinion, than dealing with the Chiefs, especially with better defense too. But I thought Tyreek Hill had a few big plays. Kelce, he had like a deep pass maybe. I remember him seeing.
Travis Kelce had one catch for 12.
Kelsey,
and a
yeah, I
touchdown.
know. Kelsey didn't have a big game at all. I'm not saying either of them.
Kelsey was 3 for 23 and a touchdown. His longest catch was 12 yards. Tyreek Hill had one catch for 42 yards, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a big play though, and I think he had like a pass interference call on him or something that was pretty big.
Oh yeah.
I might
think
be
it was
wrong,
that one Pats cornerback that was getting like bullied.
Yeah.
By Sammy Watkins. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but like Williams had a big game. Like it doesn't really matter who you're getting the ball to as long as you're getting the ball in the end zone.
Yeah. As long as it's working.
Yeah, exactly.
And we see that with the Pats.
Yeah, and the decision to stick with the run game. I wanted to talk about like the penalties here too though.
Ooh.
David, go off.
Okay, so I don't know. We saw a
Penalty
couple.
expert.
We saw a couple, sketchy plays. No, I wouldn't say sketchy. So the first play
It's
I'd like
sketchy.
to go into was like the Edelman muff.
Edelman muff. That
Yes.
was interesting.
Listen, it was a very tough call to make, and the ruling on the field after the play was over was that it was Chiefs' ball, and like in that situation it was a very close call. Because in some angles it looked like he touched it, but in other angles it looked like he didn't. So it was really tough to call. In my opinion, it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. But the NFL rulebook states that if the call is like too hard to make, you go with the ruling on the field, and the ruling on the field was Chiefs' ball. So it made no sense, in my opinion, why the Pats still had the ball back. But that still didn't really change the game too much, because the
don't
Chiefs exactly ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie,
as
Tony
Romo
Romo
said.
Yep.
Yeah, they got Sorensen got a pick 2 plays later. Sorensen had a great game.
He did.
The safety.
He went off.
He had that big play in what was it, 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, where he
the-
tackled Rex
oh my.
Burkhead.
14 total tackles for Sorensen.
He was a
Crazy.
monster.
Can't wait to see what he does next year.
And there was also, of course, there was the roughing the passer call on Brady, with 7 minutes left. It was like the 2nd and 7, I believe. He threw a dud, and I don't know who it was. I think it was Chris Jones. Slapped him on the shoulder, roughing the passer.
Yep.
I don't feel too good about that one.
I think he saw I think the reasoning behind it was they saw him touch his face mask, literally just brush his face mask, even a little
I don't
bit.
even touch
I'm
it.
not
I don't
agreeing
think
with the
he
call
did.
at all. It was a bad call.
No, I'm saying I don't. I remember him seeing him touch. I think just slap him on the shoulder. And
Yeah.
we saw I saw a similar play to happen to Mahomes when he was throwing the ball, and happened to his throwing shoulder.
Yeah.
And no roughing the passer call there, so that makes really no sense at all. Why Patriots got that call. It was absolutely awful. That definitely could have changed the course of the game, because that was the drive for the Patriots to tie the game, I believe. And then
Yeah, 17-21. Chiefs were up.
yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of tough calls that game, and a lot of penalties that changed the game. D Ford offsides.
That one
That
just
was-
hurt.
that
one
hurt
hurt
so
to watch.
many people in Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, it's the game right there.
Yep.
I mean, you can't line up in the neutral zone.
That's a
That's
You're a
just-
defender, you got 2 jobs. Line up on sides and get to the quarterback.
Yep.
And he failed one of those jobs.
a lot of pressure, And then there were there was that Chris Hogan catch.
Oh,
Those were
that
difficult
was,
calls.
In my opinion,
They
that
weren't
was-
giving
that
Gene.
was a-
they
listen,
weren't giving
listen.
Gene a lot of layups there.
Yeah, that was a great joke by
Gene, what's
Gene
his last
Steratore.
name?
Gene Steratore. Yeah, great joke by him. Nah. So yeah, about the Chris Hogan catch. That was an amazing grab by Chris
Yes,
Hogan.
it was.
That was
He stepped up.
Chris Hogan turned to Odell for a solid 2 seconds there to get that catch. And I remember hearing Tony Romo say, "Wow, what a good pass by Brady." That was an awful pass by Tom Brady. That was a bad pass by Tom Brady. Chris Hogan laid out for that. That was
It was a good catch.
75% Hogan, 25% Brady.
It was a good catch. The one thing I will say in Tom Brady's defense is he's putting it where the cornerback will not get it 100%.
I mean, Hogan
Hogan
I
got it.
could-
Hogan got it.
I could throw the ball to Walmart. Is the cornerback going to be there? No.
No, but the cornerback's not going to be there, but he's putting it in a position where the wide receiver can make a play on the
That's
ball
true.
and
I
the
mean,
cornerback can't.
man,
That's one of the great things about Brady.
He threw it to the
Have
ground.
you ever seen Max Bailey throw a pass like that? I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was going. That was
Why are you gonna do him like
that
that?
was a dud
Goddamn.
going to the ground, and Hogan just laid out for that.
Yeah, it was a great catch.
Edelman made some tough catches. Gronk.
Yeah, Max
He
had a
also
live
made that.
revival video.
That. What about the pass that tipped off his fingers for a pick? What do you think about that? More Brady's fault, more Edelman's fault?
I think that was that was more Edelman.
I thought it was more Edelman too, but I've heard a few people say that it was Brady, saying that it was a bit too high. What do you guys think? What do you think, Alex?
I think Edelman's fingertips were cursed. The Pats got lucky with the muff punt, so
Yeah, true.
karma got Edelman.
Yeah, ball do not lie.
If the ball doesn't hit the ground, it has to be a turnover.
Yep.
And I mean, like for the Patriots, like the running backs were unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable. And like for me, like, I think it was like kind of obvious. Whenever they put Sony Michel in, they're gonna run. When they put James White in, they're gonna pass. When they put Rex Burkhead in,
They're gonna
it's because
score a touchdown.
Sony Michel's tired. That's the whole offense right there.
It looked like the Chiefs were sort of like I saw it for a moment. I thought the Chiefs defense was about to slow down the run, and
They started improving,
they did.
but like they kept on giving massive third downs. If
Yeah.
it was like
Very true.
yeah, like and all of them were like corner passes like Edelman, or that great catch by Hogan,
Yep.
like slants to Gronk. That one slant to Gronk where Romo called it, and then yeah,
Romo's a god. That's what we've learned from
Yeah,
this game.
Romo, very great commentating.
yeah.
Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski, top two receivers for the Patriots.
Gronk went off.
The legends always come back and shine in the big games. I mean, Gronk for most of the game was blocking the run for
Oh, yeah.
Sony Michel, and that really helped out. But when Brady needed him, he stepped up with a 25-yard catch on the sideline.
Just
and
that one-on-one.
the slant, 2 third-down conversions. Gronk really went off in the fourth quarter and overtime in that game.
That's
It
crazy.
was a revival. You
Yeah.
saw the old Gronk.
Gaming revival.
He's been humble the entire time. He's been used for
Gronk-
run blocking most of the
I think he's
season.
been a great run blocking tight end this season. Great.
And then he steps up when he needs the most. That's the type of pass catcher that you want. You don't want dramatic players like Antonio Brown or OBJ. You want OBG.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham. Nope.
Don't finish it. Don't
Yep,
finish it.
I was
Don't
trying to
finish
come up with something. But you want, in my opinion, Gronk did amazing this game, and he's yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here's the big question. Who do you have for the Super Bowl?
It's a tough one.
And what score?
Score too? Ooh. Well, Alex, how about you start us off?
I think the Rams are going to pull it off. I think
Wow.
Jared Goff is a up-and-coming QB. I think he beats the legend Tom Brady. 31-28.
That's very possible. That's what I would love to see the Rams pull it off and see the Patriots lose back-to-back Super Bowls. But if I'm being completely unbiased here, if I'm just looking at what I've seen from both teams this season and just looking at stats, I'm gonna have to go with the Patriots winning. I'd say 34-31 off a game-winning Stephen Gostkowski field goal to beat the Rams.
How cliche.
Yeah, I mean they've done it. Vinatieri did it to the Rams.
Wow.
So-
Well, I don't really think this is a battle between Jared Goff and Tom Brady. I think it's more so the coaches' battle.
I completely agree.
Two great coaches just are gonna battle it out on Sunday, and I think you got to give it to the experience
Definitely.
and the one with a star quarterback like Tom Brady.
Definitely.
And the thing that scares me most is whenever you see Tom Brady getting fired up, like whenever you see him getting a little bit mad, he's always doing well. Like he was posting Instagram videos of himself getting fired up, feeling himself. So I
He
think
was feeling himself.
I think the Pats are gonna run away with this one, 27-10.
Listen, all I have to say is that
gonna be a blowout.
Tom Brady, in my opinion, Tom Brady will be beating Goff in the Super Bowl. Beating Goff in the Super Bowl.
Difficult sentence to say. It's okay.
Flip it,
It's-
boys.
Beating Goff.
It's okay. Difficult sentence.
Beating Goff.
Beating Goff. Yep.
Shray, can you say beating Goff again?
Beating Goff.
Beating Goff.
Oh yeah.
I think Gurley comes back, has a decent game. Goff really controls it. And they beat a porous New England defense. I mean, the 1-2 punch of Woods and Cooks might be too much for the New England cornerbacks. We saw Sammy Watkins have a big game as a number 2. Imagine Brandon Cooks. He's a lot faster. I think McVay, 32 years old, pulls it off. I think McVay shows that the new kids on the block are about to come
The
up.
new kids on the block.
Listen,
Damn.
listen. Not a lot of teams have been able to beat Goff this season. But I think it's the Patriots. I think you said the cornerbacks weren't that good, but I think Stephon Gilmore.
Nothing against Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, I think Stephon Gilmore
only
is the best
covered one
cornerback.
guy.
That is
Yeah,
very
that's
true.
fair.
Very true. Yeah, I think either Cooks or Woods is gonna have a big game, and the other one's gonna get like locked down by Gilmore if they decide to travel Gilmore with one of them. But I don't think the Rams have been good at stopping the run game, but I just think the Patriots somehow find a way. And then we saw, and I agree with Shray too, the coaching really matters a lot in this situation. We saw last year, Doug Peterson out-coached Bill Belichick, with the Philly special, Belichick benching Malcolm Butler.
How is that out coaching if Belichick is benching Butler? How is Peterson out coaching him there?
Well, I think that's Belichick not being a good coach.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I think,
that's fair.
I
Yeah,
think
good
calling,
point.
gutsy fourth down plays, using the RPO, that's good coaching. And Belichick wasn't able to adapt. I think the Eagles were scoring like boom, boom, boom. And then, they had this run drive that ended in Nick Foles' pick that really wasn't his fault. But yeah, Belichick wasn't able to adapt. So
Yeah, that's fair. I just think that the Pats aren't going to be held. I just see the Colts in their last playoff. The Chiefs in their last playoff game dominating the Colts, both offensively and defensively, and then somehow Belichick shutting the Chiefs' offense down for the first half is just going to be too much of a gap for the Rams to make up. I feel like Tom Brady is going to go play even better in the first half than he did against the Chiefs. I want to say he's going to score the offense is going to score at least 20 points in the first half, and the Rams are going to get shut out for 0 points. That's my bold prediction for the Super Bowl. And then the Rams will get 10 back. Tom Brady will seal it off with one more touchdown. One more Julian Edelman one-handed catch in the end zone. That's not going to happen, but bold prediction.
Rams are underdogs here, so I think they're going to come in with a chip on their shoulder. They have Todd Gurley still, who hasn't really played too many snaps. He's sort of a wild card out there.
Yeah.
If you don't have him on tape in the playoffs, how are you going to figure out if you're going to have to stop him or Anderson?
Maybe that's his game plan.
Maybe a conspiracy theory. The
Oh.
Rams have been saving
out
him
coaching,
for-
out coaching.
Ooh.
LA special might be coming.
Todd Gurley throwing passes to
Jared
Jared
Goff.
Goff.
I would like to see that.
I can't wait to see it this year, but we should probably move on to superlatives. Alex?
Yeah, so we have several categories of superlatives for the 2018 season. We got a disappointing player, surprising player, most improved team, disappointing team, game of the year, and play of the year. So I think Shray's going to start us off here with our disappointing player.
All right, so for my disappointing player, I picked David Johnson. And
Get out of here.
I know
Get
a
out
lot
of
of
here.
people disagree with it. All right?
Oh my
He did have it wasn't the greatest team to play alongside with.
Get an awful team.
He did have an awful team.
Full
I
of
will give
horse,
you that.
You know what?
However, when you're an all-star running back like he is, you're expected to do a lot.
Wait,
You're expected
with
to
what? With a bad offensive
with
line,
a
a rookie
decent
QB,
offensive
or a
line. Okay.
mediocre
Mediocre
offensive line.
at best. Okay.
Your best
That's fair.
receiver is a 50,000-year-old elderly man who can apply for his 401k now. And he has his coach got fired this season. He had an awful offense coordinator and Mike McCoy. I don't believe that's his fault. And he didn't have that bad of a season. He still rushed for 940 yards, had 7 touchdowns, did 50 receptions. That's not an awful season. It's definitely. I agree. He did disappoint a little bit this season, but you can't put all the blame on him.
I'm not putting all the blame on him. I'm just saying he was the biggest disappointment of the season.
I don't think he's the biggest
Personally,
disappointment this season.
I agree with David here. I mean, his yardage stats weren't too bad for his situation. With Rosen, the offense really couldn't get anything going. The Cardinals were usually down, so Rosen had to throw the ball. Doesn't really give him much opportunity to control the game flow. It's really hard for a team to run the ball and establish a run when you're down by 20 points in the first quarter.
Exactly.
I think he comes back a little bit next year. I don't think he has as bad of a season, but yeah, I don't think it was too bad this year.
All right, that's semi-fair, but you guys are still wrong. David, what's your stupid pick? You idiot.
Okay, all right, nice one. No one laughed. You know that? No one laughed.
God damn it.
Okay.
Alex, why didn't you laugh?
All right, my most disappointing player this season has got to be Kirk Cousins. He got paid the big bucks, and the Vikings just went downhill this season. they started off decent, but like it's just been a huge disappointment down the stretch. You know, losing big games. I don't remember like Kirk Cousins hasn't like won a game against like
He
a
hasn't
good
won a
team.
game.
He hasn't won like when was the last time he won a game against like a playoff team?
It's been a
I
while.
can't. It's been a long time. Like he plays well against mediocre teams. He plays well against the Lions. He plays well against the Packers when they got like when they're just bad. But he doesn't step up in big games. Like he gets paid so much money, but in reality he's just like an overpaid like Case Keenum from last year. Maybe even worse.
I think those are all fair points, David.
I think it's fair that Kirk Cousins gets paid too much. The Vikings didn't make the playoffs this year. That's kind of rough.
Yeah, very
Especially
disappointing.
with a supposedly all-star QB, you're going to pay a ton of your cap for. You really want to get a playoff spot there. My disappointing player of the year is LaShawn McCoy. People thought his last year seemed bad with 16 games, 287 rushes, 1,138 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4.0 yards per carry. This year he had 14 games for 514 yards and 3 touchdowns with only 238 yards. LaShawn McCoy did not score a receiving touchdown all this year, and he had 2 last year and 1 the year before. So that's like a pretty huge drop-off in pretty much every stat for LaShawn McCoy.
The one thing I will say in his defense is he didn't get a lot of attempts. He had 161 attempts, and Chris Ivory this year, the second running back for the Buffalo Bills, had, I think, 116? I might be wrong.
I mean, there's a reason why you're going to play Ivory instead of McCoy. He's not having a great season.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and like for saying that he's most disappointing, in order to be like most disappointing, like you have to have like people think you're good to begin with. And in my opinion, this is just gonna be like an awful season for LaShawn McCoy. I kind of saw this coming, like definitely not as bad as I thought he would be. I thought he'd be like a little bit better. I just like get some like be more involved in the pass game definitely, for being such an elusive back. But yeah, he definitely had a very disappointing year. But I don't expect too much from him from like a Bills team that's like with like just a subpar, like really like bad offense with a rookie QB. I don't really see too much from him. I expect too much from him.
Some people are expecting this to be a bounce back for him. He had 15 games in 2016, 234 rushes for 1,267 yards and 13 touchdowns. That's a 5.4 yards per carry. That's pretty good.
That looks pretty good, David.
I
What do
mean,
you got to say
and
about
that's
that?
on the Bills as well. So it's pretty tough to think that he's going to stay in this low form. But he managed to do even worse than 2017. So.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna have to take David's side here, Alex. Sorry. I just think I don't think there were a lot of expectations for LaShawn McCoy, and I think there were a lot of expectations for David Johnson. But it doesn't matter. We're never gonna agree on this. Moving on. And we got surprising players. David, why don't you start us off?
I'm actually gonna go with Robert Woods here.
Robert Woods.
Yeah, I know it's a little surprising
Interesting.
pick. A little surprising. But,
Yeah,
you
very
know,
surprising.
I think he was a major part of the Rams' success in the offense this year. Him and Cooks were kind of unstoppable. I think everyone like knew that Cooks was going to be a threat, but I feel like Woods was kind of like the unsung hero in this. We saw Cup like be amazing in the first couple weeks of the season, and he was going to be like my like most like surprising player of the year if he didn't get Terrace like MCL. But Woods has been really stepping up these last couple games. You saw against the Chargers, he had 104 yards. Against the Vikings, he had 5 receptions for 101 yards. He's been a little quiet in the playoffs. But I think he had a great season. I think 1,200 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns.
Personally, I'm going to go with Philip Lindsay, the rookie. 15 games, 192 rush for 1,037 yards, 5.4 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. In the preseason, there was a lot of buzz about Royce Freeman. They really thought that he was going to step in to take that number 1 spot. And Philip Lindsay came from out of nowhere and really took that starting role.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with Alex here. Honestly, I have no idea who Philip Lindsay was in the season. And, to see him explode and become, possibly a top 3, maybe in top 4, maybe even top 3 running back in the AFC is like something really surprising to see out like a guy who's like undrafted free agent. So yeah, definitely
Yeah, it's definitely a good pick, Alex. I don't disagree with that, but I think the most surprising player of the year was Patty Mahomes. I mean, there was some things expected from him, but
Not 50 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Or 5,000 yards. Are you kidding me? Breaking those records in his first year? That's
Starting.
crazy. Or it's first year starting. Sorry. Yeah, but very impressive. Any disagreements with that?
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Improved teams. I have the LA Chargers down here, 9-7 in 2017 to 12-4. I thought they were unlucky not to make the first round bye. They had the Chiefs in their division. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better record than the Pats.
Anthony Lynn did a really great job. The zone defense on the Chargers was great. The 1-2 punch of Eckler and Melvin Gordon was great. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen both had pretty good seasons, and Phillip Rivers had one of the greatest starts to an NFL game this year. So I think that the Chargers are a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, the Chargers definitely improved a lot over the season, but in my opinion, I always thought them as like, I didn't think they were definitely gonna make the playoffs, but I had them definitely like in the 9-7, 10-6 range, and they exceeded my expectations. But I think they had a very good foundation last year. They had like a all-pro quarterback, like Hall of Fame quarterback, a top 5 running back, a top like 7-ish receiver, Keenan Allen. They had some good pass rushers and like Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. They had all that last year. They just added some they sprinkled in some more parts, and that really helped them make the playoffs and like be a threat in the AFC. But my pick for most improved team is the Cleveland Browns. To go from 0 wins to 7 is a huge feat, and like just
That doesn't sound like a lot when you say
to
it.
7 more wins,
Seven-
7 more wins in the season, Shray.
Yeah,
8 less losses,
That's true.
and then
But how did the placement in their division change?
well, they were
Not
third.
Doesn't really
They were
matter.
third.
They won a game.
I think, in my opinion,
Yeah, that's true.
Not only like the team changed, but like so did the personality. Baker Mayfield just brought like a whole new swag to this team.
There's hope now.
Exactly, there's hope. Like
There's hope in
this
Cleveland.
team can definitely make the playoffs and can definitely be a threat in the AFC.
It can.
And they're dangerous. With Baker, with these new weapons he has, with like a solid head coach. Imagine if they fired Hugh Jackson before the season. Imagine if they started Baker. We might not even be talking about the Patriots versus Rams. We could be talking about the Browns versus Rams, Baker versus Jared.
Wow, that is bold, but I mean, definitely not the most improved team in my book. It's got to be
Wow.
the Bears. Worst to first in their division. There's nothing else to say, really, is there? I think that if Mitchell Trubisky stayed healthy, that's a whole different team. You're getting. I think they could have possibly pulled away with the first seed in the NFC.
I mean, yeah, if Trubisky wasn't injured, then they lost the game against the Giants with Chase Daniel. And if Trubisky played that game, there's a good chance they would have won. And they probably wouldn't have gotten first seed, but who knows? Maybe they would have gone that match with the Eagles anyways. So, and then in my opinion, we saw the Bears definitely have like the best defense in the league by far.
That is a major improvement.
And yeah, definitely. And with Khalil Mack and that great secondary, they really don't have any holes in their defense. But the offense kind of is still, it's just mostly Tariq Cohen, making big plays.
Yeah,
I
Jordan
don't-
Howard was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
They don't really have
Most
anyone
disappointing player of the year, maybe.
No, I don't think it was he had some good
Yeah,
games.
and he really he showed up a little bit in this second half of
Definitely,
the season.
definitely.
But there really are no good Bears receivers. Allen Robinson and
Yeah,
Taylor
Taylor
Gabriel
Gabriel.
really don't cut it for them.
And in my opinion, the biggest thing is Mitch Trubisky. I'm not sold on him yet. I don't think he's quite there. He's improving. He had some great games against he had that 5 or 6 touchdown game against the Bucks. He's improving, but I don't know if he's gonna be that guy that leads the Bears deep in the playoffs.
I mean, crap on Trubisky all you want.
Of course.
A man threw 6 touchdowns in the first half. Dude.
Didn't
that's pretty.
who was
incredible.
that backup Packers QB
Yeah,
that did
I was
that?
gonna bring that up.
Matt Flynn. Matt
yep.
Flynn did that. So and also in my opinion, we see the Rams and the Patriots. We saw the Rams, Patriots, Chiefs, Saints, the 4 best offenses in the championship games. Bears nowhere to be seen. This is an offense-heavy league. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the defense is like, we say defense wins championships, but like look at the Super Bowl. Got 2 high-powered offenses.
Oh, and a decent defense, right?
Yeah, there's
Okay, I get your point. That's fair. I'm being critical here. All right, let's move on. Disappointing team. For me, it's got to be the Vikings. And I know it doesn't seem like that far of a drop-off, but they go from competing for the NFC Championship to getting knocked out of the playoffs, and this is after getting Kirk Cousins. You're getting an upgrade in the offseason, and you're getting knocked out of the playoffs because of it. Like, you're getting judged for not getting judged for sticking with Case Keenum, but just getting knocked out of the playoffs in that scenario is just unbelievable to a lot of Vikings fans and to just everybody that's watching the league.
I think that's a bit harsh for biggest disappointment. I mean, they got knocked out of the playoffs, but they were one game away, one game against a Bears team. They could have done it. They put up a good fight, especially with like Adam Thielen and Diggs. Their offense wasn't bad. Dalvin Cook missed most of the season, so that plays a big part of it as well. So I wouldn't really consider them the most disappointing. I mean, they didn't make it, but they were close.
I just say they're the most disappointing just because they had high expectations of Kirk Cousins. Like, you're getting a better QB here. I saw this as a new start for Kirk Cousins. You're getting away from a Redskins team that everybody thought was complete shit, to be honest. And then all of a sudden, sorry.
Complete crap. The
Complete
Redskins
crap.
aren't crap; they're just mediocre.
Okay, mediocre. And then Alex Smith completely changes that team. And then you're over there with the Vikings, not even making the playoffs. That's just my point of view. David, what do you
one
think?
Quarterback against the whole team.
Actually, I want to hear Alex's pick before I go.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. Going from the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
still,
okay.
Like
Sorry.
they still went 11-5 last year, and then like this year they kind of fizzled out. They were 10-6 in 2017, 7-9 this year. They really didn't look like the same powerhouse offensively. Their defense somehow managed to get even worse. Julio Jones shut out from a touchdown for the first few weeks of his season.
He did that last year too, though.
I don't think that was too big of a deal. I mean,
Yeah.
he had great games. He had a bunch of yards, touchdowns, obviously weren't there. But my biggest issue with the Falcons being the most disappointing team is that they barely even had a team to begin with. There's so many injuries on that defense. It was ridiculous. We saw like Keanu Neal. We saw Devontae Freeman go out at week 1 and didn't come back.
Yep.
Julio had some problems, and it was just crazy. The offensive line, a bunch of those guys are out.
And when you have that many people out, the expectations for you aren't that high.
Exactly. I do agree that when this team's healthy, they should be a playoff caliber team, but they just weren't healthy, and they couldn't really you can't do anything about that. So.
I think a little bit differently. The Falcons really lost all of the big games that they needed to win. Although injuries are a huge problem, they should be able to get it done in close situations, and many of their games were really down to the wire. The coaching in Atlanta just really didn't pull it out in any of those games. 11-5, 10-6, 7-9, that's sort of a big drop-off. And I just don't think the Falcons look the same, with or without the injuries.
But a team that did not have a lot of injuries was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Actually, they did. Now that I think about it, was the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Leonard Fournette was a big one.
Yes.
But
very big.
I mean, T.J. Yeldon still had some great games, And then, but they're my pick for most disappointing team, and to go from up 10 against the Patriots in the fourth quarter
In the AFC Championships.
with a chance to go to the Super Bowl, all the way to going. What are they now? 5-11, 6-10.
Nobody even cares.
Exactly. I don't even remember what their record is because they're so bad this season. It's crazy. And they had a good start too. I think they beat the Patriots and the Jets. No.
But the thing is, you criticize Alex for injuries. Leonard Fournette, man, that's a big injury. Yeah, and
Devontae Freeman,
especially
Keanu Neal.
Okay.
Half their
Disregarding the
defense,
Falcons.
Most of their defense
All right,
was gone.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Alex's pick was completely BS.
Oh.
But your pick is also
Says
BS.
How?
that
No
picks the
way.
Vikings.
No way. No,
the
Vikings
Vikings-
is a good one, but I think.
Thank you. Thank
no,
you.
no, but I think the Jags are very reasonable with their defense, with their elite defense.
Their defense,
in my
okay, I
opinion,
completely agree
Blake
with that.
Bortles completely crapped the bed this season. That offense was booty with a capital B and a capital Y. All right, this team should be
Why?
doing a lot better. All right, I know the receivers aren't there. I know Fournette had
Is
his
not
injuries, but from going to the AFC Championship to whatever is going down there in Jacksonville now is completely that's disappointing. You can't do that. You know, and
What happened to that defense, man?
exactly.
That is
I mean,
kinda-
I still think the pieces are there, but they just need to, you know, I feel like they can maybe have a bounce back season, but this season was just complete booty.
Well, I mean, they started off the season very well,
Yeah,
beating
exactly.
off beating off what? No,
Beating Goff.
Beating.
They did
beating-
not.
they
Let
beat-
the record be
beating
shown.
Goff always comes back, dude. Beating
Let the
Goff
record
always
show
come back.
that Blake Bortles did not beat Goff this season.
He did beat the New York Giants, though, which isn't that
That's-
impressive.
who cares?
But in week 2, they beat the Pats.
Exactly. I'm saying they beat the Patriots. They had some. That shows why they're disappointed. They had a great start to the season. People are saying, "Oh, okay, the Jags are definitely gonna do something again this year," and then they completely crapped the bed.
Thing is, though, in the Jaguars' defense, they're playing a lot of good teams this season, and they're losing to them. And that's why I can't put them as my most disappointing team. All right, their first loss, Tennessee. That's fair.
No,
I mean,
they should win.
that's fair. In,
I think they should
they
win.
should win that.
They should win.
That's fair in your side, is what I meant to say. Sorry. Kansas City.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Dallas.
No, they should have lost.
they should have lost.
To Kansas
Dallas.
City.
Okay, listen.
Which
5 and
Dallas?
11 is inexcusable.
Exactly.
There are a lot of games that could have gone either way, though. That's what I'm trying to
Against
say.
the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Only-
losing
Cowboys.
47
Cowboys are a playoff caliber.
Early
Playoff.
Cowboys.
Playoff caliber team. Clearly they
Pre-Amari
did well.
Cooper.
They
Pre-Amari
lost
Cooper.
40 to
the
7
Cowboys?
without Leonard Fournette.
What?
Doesn't
The
matter.
Cowboys.
You can't be losing 40
The
to 7.
pre-Cowboy, the pre-Amari Cooper Cowboys that were bad, that were like third in the NFC East. Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
All I'm saying is,
Okay,
Exactly.
all I'm saying is, disregardless of when they're playing in the season, playoff caliber team. They made the playoffs. You can't argue that. Okay?
Last season,
This season, you idiot.
The Cowboys. No, I
Yeah,
mean
the Cowboys-
They, had a bad, they were like what are they? 4 and 5, 5 and 5.
Okay, great. Just shut up. Okay, moving on to the Houston Texans. They lost to the next week. Houston's a good team. They made the playoffs once again. Eagles next week. Good team again. Colts next week. Playoff team.
let me see.
Steelers after. Steelers was a difficult loss for them.
They should have won that.
They
game.
should have won that game.
Not.
Captain Fat Explicit should have played a horrible game,
Okay,
and they
I
should have
see-
lost.
Wait,
They played a lot of good teams this season, and then in the end, they kind of petered out, losing to Nathan Peterman, Buffalo Bills, losing to the Buffalo Bills, losing to Washington after Alex Smith gets hurt, losing to the
Titans 30
Losing
to
the-
9.
Okay, all right. They lost to the Reds. They lost to the Redskins without Alex Smith.
16 to 13.
They lost
it, was,
to the Redskins.
it was a close game,
To
man.
the Redskins without Alex Smith.
It was a
with,
close
with
game.
Mark Sanchez or no Josh Johnson.
They beat the
whoever they had.
Dolphins. They beat the Dolphins.
The Dolphin
Miami
breaking.
miracle lateral. They pulled that off. Miami's a good team.
no.
Miami beat the Patriots this
No.
year,
The Vikings. Listen, the Vikings had a shot to make a playoffs. All right.
and they didn't.
And they
That's
didn't.
why they're
But-
the most
but
disappointing
these two teams
team.
are very similar. All right, both have great defenses. Both had like some QB issues last season, but one team almost made the playoffs, and the other team was last place in their division. Sorry.
One team upgraded their QB to what was thought to be an all-star QB,
Kirk
who
Cousins.
you put as your most disappointing player.
I
this
did put
year.
it. I did.
They were BS because I can't say the S word. That was
Sure,
bad. That
sure.
was bad.
But you look at the
Say the S
Jacksonville Jaguars, Shray.
Okay,
You look at them.
I think we got to move
Just
on,
look
David.
at
I'm
them.
sorry.
We're
I'm
moving
sorry.
on. Just look at them.
We can't, I can't look at them anymore.
Opinion, I gotta agree with Dave here. For
You guys are both
Jags
both
over
idiots.
Vikings.
That's
Exactly.
BS. Moving on to the game of the year. David, please tell me this is going to be a bit better.
Come on, Chiefs Rams. I don't know.
All right,
if there's
all
any
right. I
debate.
respect that. I
don't
respect
think
that.
debate.
Well,
Come
well
on.
done. Well
Great
done.
offense, great defense, highest scoring game in Monday Night Football history. Amazing game to watch.
Monday
I
Night
peed
Football
my pants watching it.
Close
I
game.
may exchange other bodily fluids while watching it, but it's all good.
That was a great game. I'm gonna go with Bucks versus Saints. just based on the huge surprise that happened. You see the Saints. They're, in my opinion, top 2 best teams in the NFL right now. The Saints really got robbed out of going to the Super Bowl.
Bucks.
The
Yeah,
Saints.
Buccaneers.
Oh,
No,
you said
no,
the Saints
Saints.
were the.
The Saints are top 2 best team.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I thought you were saying the Bucks were
No.
the top 2. I
No,
got confused
no, no.
there for a second. Continue.
Yeah, the Saints, like, really high hopes. Opening week, Ryan Fitzpatrick, of all people, throws for 417 yards and 4 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
What?
That is crazy.
You can't tell me that that's not a good game.
It was
Breeze put
definitely
up a
a good
good fight. 439, 3 touchdowns. That's crazy. Ryan Fitzmagic versus Drew Brees. Who could ask for a better Week 1 opening game?
I can tell you who can ask for a better Week 1 opening game. It's me, because the Packers versus Bears that was an amazing game, okay? Khalil Mack
Blah.
versus Aaron Rodgers. You can't just be
Blah.
mad because the Jags are
Blah.
bad, okay?
Blah.
Just give me a chance to talk here, Dave.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Packers versus Bears. Aaron Rodgers versus Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack injuring Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers getting carted off the field.
Yeah.
Going back into the tunnel. And fourth quarter, who emerges from the tunnel other than Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers pulling back a 21-point deficit.
Good for him.
18-point deficit to make it. Or no, was it 21? It was 21. I'm messing this up. 21-point deficit to make it 24-23. Or was it 20-point deficit? Shit. To make it 24-23 for the game winner. And it included one of the best plays of all year to Randall Cobb, setting them up for the game-winning touchdown.
All right, the only thing I have
I
to
might have gotten that wrong. I might have
counter that argument for the Packers Bears being game of the year is that the Packers sucked this season.
It's
and
not-
and on
it's
top,
not about-
I'm sorry, okay, that's not
Okay.
my reason.
Okay.
But my other reason is that the game was a blowout for what, like the first half, the first
It's a boring game.
half.
until the
I
fourth
don't, in
quarter.
my opinion, I don't like watching blowouts. Comebacks are great, but you have to go through the blowouts first. When you see a game like the Chiefs Rams or even Bucks Saints, that game is just boom, boom, boom. The whole entire game, nonstop action. In a blowout, I just get bored. I turn off the TV. I go take a hot shower. I grab some dinner. I read a book before bedtime. And when I wake up in the morning, I see, oh look, the Packers beat the Bears in a comeback win.
And then you're
And
sad
then I
because you
watched-
didn't watch that game.
No,
and
I'm
then
not.
you hate yourself for the
No,
rest of your life.
No, I don't.
That's what's going to happen.
No, 'cause
That's what you just
I got a
explained to
good
the
night's
audience.
sleep.
Thanks a lot,
I got a
David.
good night's sleep that day. So
Okay, now the only thing I'll say to refute your point about the Packers being shite this whole year is that this is called the game of the year. It doesn't have to. It's just
I
it's just a
understand,
battle
I understand.
between two teams.
Well, that game
A
won't
good
be
battle
remembered,
between two
though.
teams.
That game
to
won't be
play
remembered
devil's
as much.
advocate,
Okay, you
the
think the
Bears-
Chiefs Rams
okay,
game?
listen.
None of these
What?
games.
Listen.
The Chiefs, everyone remembers that game. That game we
Okay,
remember
okay.
for
Everybody-
a while.
Play devil's advocate and go on Shray's side. The Bears-Packers is a very big rivalry.
Exactly.
Very true. Very true.
A huge
Both-
rivalry.
Both sides are very heated about that.
Yes.
Although it wasn't the most interesting game the whole time. I
It
mean,
wasn't the
yes,
most
it was.
impactful game.
And you talk about boom, boom, boom. What about a rising climax into an amazing comeback from
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers,
But
one
why
of the
can't-
greatest QBs of
Well,
all
Okay,
time?
we're gonna have like boring, rising climax. Or like boom, 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 rising climax, rising climax.
No,
Climax.
it would
Jared
go-
Goff wins.
You're just
Patrick,
All right, we can
Patrick
argue all
Mahomes.
day about
Patrick
this,
Mahomes
guys.
cannot beat Goff. He cannot beat
We
Goff.
can argue all day about this. There is no best game of the year. There are plenty very good games, but it's all opinion. Here, we're gonna go to play of the year.
Play of the year was a difficult one for me because I really wanted to say Vance McDonald's stiff arm. That was an amazing play to watch. It just the most amazing stiff arm I've ever seen in my life. But I'm gonna have to go for Derrick Henry's 99-yard run. Like, come on, that's just that's a better play.
All right,
It just is.
All right, that's cool. But we've seen football players, run 99 yards, have 99-yard touchdowns. But when was the last time you saw someone throw?
I saw you.
Last time you saw someone throw a no-look pass in an NFL game.
That's something you only see in
That's
practice.
exactly no. You don't even see that in practice. Show me what practice that is, because that's crazy. That's
Bro,
that's
this
unworldly.
Is an NFL game, not
Ex-
a dude perfect video.
Exactly. In a close game against the Ravens, he throws
an absolute beauty while looking the other way. My friend Shray, stay woke. You have to look
Even
at this.
caught Chris Conley off guard.
Exactly. The receiver wasn't even expecting. He was like, "Oh, look, a ball. Let me catch it."
I mean, Derrick Henry's run.
Oh,
It resembled something of a beast
Come on,
mode.
man.
It
that
just
play
made
took 2 minutes. He's
Exactly.
so slow.
it was just like beast mode. It reminded
but it
me of
wasn't
Marshawn
beast
Lynch.
mode. It was almost beast mode,
It
but
was
it wasn't beast
it was
mode.
something I've been missing since the Saints Seahawks playoff game, and it was finally brought back to me, and I enjoyed it.
You know what I have not been missing?
And I got to enjoy it for 2 minutes because he's so slow. Yeah, how long did you get to enjoy that no-look pass for?
You know who that game was against? The Jags.
Oh,
The Jags who were supposed to have one
yes,
of the best defenses.
yes.
They do have one of the best.
Preach.
They are not even.
Over by
Preach.
Derrick Henry.
Exactly.
They're not even
It
close
took
to
Derrick
one of the
Henry
most
two
disappointing
minutes.
teams.
They are not one of the most disappointing.
Strength of schedule doesn't mean everything. Trey has
Strength of schedule means a lot, though.
especially when it means
Bro,
that you're
how are
getting
you
blown
having
out by every
Derrick
single
Henry
team.
run over you?
Derrick Henry's a good running back.
He's very large. He's very large.
He's a very large player.
But the Jags have got him.
All right, we can't argue about this anymore. My pick is the Dolphins lateral. To win the game against a division rival and the biggest one, in fact, the Patriots. That's
course.
good for every NFL fan.
Very true.
69-yard touchdown.
Good old
Kenyon
69.
Drake doesn't get much better. than
Shut the.
that. Everyone loves
David,
watching
you're
the
an
last
idiot.
play of the game. You can't argue.
Yeah,
with
that's true. Honestly, I might have to agree with Alex
last
there.
play
Yeah,
is
David,
always the best.
I'm gonna have to
It's
go
a
with.
hard
I'm
stop.
gonna have to say, I think we were both idiots here. I think Alex is right, especially
Okay.
because it was against the Pats, and every NFL fan just felt so happy in that moment.
I would say this.
It was it was almost as long as Derrick Henry's run, and it had the amazingness of Patrick Mahomes' no-look pass.
Same thing. If Ryan Tannehill threw a no-look pass to the guy, threw lateral to Kenyon Drake, and then the guy lateral to Kenyon Drake threw a no-look lateral to Kenyon Drake, then that would be the greatest play in sports history by far. By far.
By far, okay, all right. Well,
All right, guys. Thanks for watching this episode. We really like debating our picks for the Super Bowl and our superlatives. So we'll see you next time.
All right, see you guys.
no BS podcast.